record. All right, so we're gonna chat about, here, let me mute everyone. I'm gonna mute everyone just for now. And then, well, actually, these guys, I can't see these guys, so I'll chat for a little bit and then I'll unmute everybody, okay? So I wanted to kind of chat about Facebook parties because I feel like a lot of people, I don't know, almost think they're like taboo, or if they really don't work. And I've done a few, actually probably more than a few. And I've done them all kind of different ways. First, we used to do them pretty long. They would last like 7 days, or some people would even do them for like 2 weeks. Some people would do them for 2 days. So it really kind of depends on what you want to do or what your hostess wants to do, depending on who's, you know, kind of like who's in charge of the party type of thing. So I've had really, really good success with just doing it for 1 hour. And I know that sounds crazy, but I set it up probably 2 weeks before, or at least I'm talking to the hostess 2 weeks before. I'm trying to kind of get to know her, because the ones that I've done just recently are people that I really don't know. They've come through the back office. So I feel like you really kind of need to get to know your hostess, know what like colors they like from Color Street, because that helps you like with some of the games or like talking to people. I think, so 2 weeks before we start chatting, we pick out a date. And then what I do is I create the event. So all I'm doing is creating the header and when we're gonna have it. Then she needs to go on and start adding people. So I tell her to start adding people like a week before the event, because if people want samples, I can get them to them before the party starts. So I just create a Google Doc and I just ask them, you know, what kind of sample do you like? We have this really nice one. I'm gonna try to unmute everybody now just so that you guys can chat with me, because I feel almost kind of alone. Where was I? I forget.
The sample form.
Yeah, so I do a Google Doc, and that's actually in our Google Docs, how to create one. I think it's also in the New Stylist training. So I just put a link up to that, like in the event itself, and just kind of say, hey, can you fill out this Google Doc? And then I will send out the sample to you. And a week is usually, it's usually fine. That gives us enough time to get it to them. I just think the most important thing is really chatting with the hostess. And I always tell my hostess too, like, don't just click.
Walker, and then about
somebody's super loud.
3:59 to go in the first half. Chestnut Hill, Eagles up.
All right, I'm gonna start to mute people a little bit, just because it's super. Do you hear that?
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
better.
it's super loud.
Mom,
Yeah, honey.
where's the mini computer?
I don't know. Check upstairs. Upstairs. So I feel like because it's Facebook, everybody's kind of like, oh, I'll just invite everybody, and they just start clicking, and then they really flop if there's way too many people in there. I kind of feel like the magic number is like 20 to 25. And I always tell the hostess, you got to treat it as if it's like these people are coming into your home. So if you were going to have a home party, what would you do? You know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't just, I don't know, not talk to the person about it. You would either text them or call them or private message them. So I always tell them, you need to like either private message, email, or text the people that you're inviting to this private Facebook group. Really, really, really try to think of it as if you're inviting them into your home. And I feel like that has worked. Like the ones that have done it, I've had great success with. I've had Facebook parties the good ones were probably between $400 and $600, which is a lot. That's a lot, I feel like, for a Facebook party. I'm not even there putting the sample on their nails. So I think it's really important to coach your hostess. And I mean, I don't know what, like, I'm going to unmute some of you guys, or you guys can unmute yourselves, right?
Yeah.
Or can you mute or
I think
unmute
so.
yourself or no?
Yeah, there's a mute button.
There is, right? Okay. What do you guys have questions with? Well, first of all, you guys know that you have to do, even though you're doing a Facebook party, you do have to create an event in the Color Street back office. I think a lot of people are kind of mixing those two. It's two separate things because Color Street, they want you to set up the event in the back office, and then they want you to I'm gonna mute people. Sorry. You know, it was in-house nail bar parties. That's kind of what Color Street was based off of. So they didn't really know about Facebook parties. We kind of, not that we made them up, but it's a thing, right? So we thought, let's try this. And a lot of people have had success with it. So you have to create an event. Like I said, always think of it as if it's a home party. So if you're gonna have a home party, you're gonna create an event in Color Street and you're gonna give that event a link. And that's the same thing. You would do it for an in-house nail bar party and a Facebook party. So you have to do both of those. Now, does it make sense to you guys, like, about, like, telling your hostess what to do? Like, number one, they need to either private message, text, email, all of their guests. Like, if you're gonna hit the invite button, that's fine, but make sure you either tell them before or back up with a message saying, you know, I'm gonna have a Color Street party. I would love for you to come. We're gonna do it, you know, Thursday night at 7 p.m. You do not have to be on there live. I think that's the biggest thing that people will miss out on. If you're doing an event on Facebook, you don't have to be on there live, but you do have to say yes, that I will go to the event, because if they say no, or I think even if they say maybe, once the event is finished, the people who said no or maybe, they can't go back in to look at the event. The people who have said yes, they can go back into the event. So like I'll post days afterwards. I'll say, oh, the party has been extended, or the party is closing, tomorrow. The party is closing in 3 hours. But only the people that have said yes are the ones that are going to be able to go back. So I always tell my hostess, make sure everyone knows to respond yes, even if they can't make it on there live. So that was like one of like the biggest tips that, I don't know if I found out, I probably just found out that people couldn't get back into it. Here, I'm going to unmute everybody because I want to know, do you guys have questions about either one of those? Like creating an event in the back office or about the hostess?
I do, Margaret.
Yeah, is this Jen?
It's Carrie.
Oh, it's Carrie. Carrie,
Yes.
yep. Go ahead.
So we make the invite on the back office, but do we send that as an invite if it's a Facebook party, or do we set a separate invite for a Facebook party?
Well, you could do either. You can send it in, from the back office.
Okay.
Because that will go out through an email. So you could absolutely do that, and you could just. The only thing is, I'm not quite sure. You probably have to have an address attached to it. So just as long as people, you maybe write it in the description that this event will be on Facebook at this time and at this date. It's
Okay.
probably show the hostess's address. So I would almost put it in bold letters.
Okay.
Facebook event. But that way though, Carrie, that's a good idea because they would get an email that's going to come through Color Street. So
Right.
If you guys see, it'll say on the invitation, either type 1 or type 2 or something like that, or type A, type B. at least it'll be like a generic, Color Street invitation that goes out. But when you invite them through the Facebook event, they're not going to be so shocked.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then you would also send invites through Facebook?
Well, you have to invite, once you create the event on Facebook, you invite your friends to that event.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I couldn't really hear you.
That's okay. So once you create the event in Facebook,
Yes.
then there's an invite button that you need to hit. So they will get it'll pop up on their notifications. It'll say, Carrie invited you to this event.
Okay. Okay, I haven't set one up yet, so I hadn't seen how that works.
Okay. If we have enough time, I can screen share hopefully, and maybe I could do it.
Okay.
I think, can I pipe in?
Yeah.
I think it depends on if you know the people, because you need the email addresses to send the evite through the Color Street website. But if you're inviting through a host and it's all their friends, you're going to make them a co-host on the Facebook page, and then they're going to invite their people through there. So it depends on, I think, if you have email addresses for everybody.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you could definitely, in the back office, you can type in everybody's email address. It's a pain in the butt, but it's an option.
Okay.
It's an option. That probably depends too on how many, if she's inviting like 30 people, it might be like, but if she's inviting between 10 and 15, she may not think it's too bad getting those email addresses to you, but yeah, that's like an added step.
Okay.
Otherwise, make sure that the hostess is doing it. That she's private messaging, emailing, texting, calling the people that she's inviting, even if it's just a Facebook party. You really need to treat it as if it's a home party.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, Margaret, it's Jen. Can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah.
So, if we are doing, so I just did a Facebook party a couple nights ago, just for myself, just to try to introduce a few friends to it. In that case, do we still need to create a new event? Because the link that I had shared was just my January mail bar.
I think if you were hosting, I would just use the link that you're using for that month. So I think you did the right one, because that's an event that you don't have to do two events. Okay. I would just use, I create an event every single month, and that's the one that I try to give out to as many people as I can, because then I will get the hostess rewards from that.
Right. Yeah. That's
so, yeah. Yeah. How did it go, Jen? Really? How many people did you have on there?
So hearing you talk, so I had done a really small group, so it was only I think I'd invited just 6.
Yeah.
And I think I had 2 attending, participating. But then Margaret and I were just texting before this, and I'll follow up with them and just see the ones who didn't come in, what their feelings were, why they didn't, feel like they wanted to even just attend it, so that they could check it out.
Yeah, and Jen, I think that's a great idea, because you even say I'm just starting out, so I'm trying to get as much feedback as I possibly can, so that they don't feel like oh God, I gotta buy. It's no, I want to find out, because that only helps you in your business.
Yeah, and they're all friends that I would feel comfortable enough saying, hey, just give me some feedback just to help me as we started here. So I'll definitely do that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that would be a huge help, because I know I definitely did that, especially with my close friends. I'm like, all right, guys, help me out here. What did you like? What didn't you like? And some people just, they're invited to a ton of events and they just kind of don't even think about it anymore.
Right.
And I think that's why it's really important to message them and let them know that they're being invited. So it's not such a surprise, you know?
And even just my own experience, I think, and I would share this for anybody who's like going to be doing now the Facebook parties, is that you don't even always see your events that you're getting invited to. So a lot of times you just happen to click on your events and see, oh, I've been invited to these 6 things and I don't even know about it.
Yeah.
So to have somebody, and I did that. I sent emails to let them know that that's what I was doing. But I think it is important for people to know that you are inviting them to something so that they actually go into their events and see what they've been invited to.
Absolutely. I totally agree. Does anybody else?
I think it's odd that they didn't, with such a small group, that they didn't kind of interact more, you know?
Yeah.
And they were, again, on Margaret's recommendation, they were a group of friends who all know each other.
Right. Yeah. Because I think that's huge.
But it didn't fly. So.
Are they big? Are they big on Facebook or no? Not really.
I was, enough.
Yeah.
Enough. It was Friday night at like 8:30. What else is anybody doing? I know that's what I'm doing. But but yeah, definitely, certainly worth me following up with them on it.
Yeah, absolutely. And Jen, some are great. Some of them are a flop. It's like you don't really know. That could be the same thing as an in-home party. Some people are there saying, I'm not buying anything, and some people are raring and ready to go. I do think you have a little bit, or not a little bit, I think a lot more success with an at-home party, just because when you see the product, it's like, okay. As soon as you put it on somebody's nail, it's usually kind of like, all right, sold. Yeah. I do have to say, okay, does anybody else have anything about like the hostess, about the back office event?
One thing I didn't realize that, so I had an in-home party on Friday, but I also had an event happening on the page for the people that couldn't make it. So I was kind of posting on that at the same time, but I didn't realize that if they clicked going, that they're not seeing that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the only way around that, and I've done this before, you can always, instead of create an event, you create a group.
Okay.
But I think, that's hard too, because people, when they see an event, I feel like they know like something's going to happen. The group, you kind of feel like you're going to be with for a long time.
Yeah.
Like when you go into a group. But if you did do a group, then anybody could go on at any time and see it until you close the group.
Okay.
So that is another option. I think Kelly actually does groups. She just creates a group and she doesn't even create an event.
Oh, okay.
So you could really kind of play with it and see what you think. So if like you created the event, the next time you have a Facebook thing, create a group and see which one you like better.
Yeah.
It's basically this, it isn't, it's not the same thing, I guess,
Yeah.
So how about anybody else? That's a good idea though, Margaret. I like that. Having the in-home party and a Facebook party. Did you set up the Facebook party beforehand?
Yeah, so I set up the party in the back office, then I set up the Facebook page and made the host the co-host, and she invited everybody. And then I started posting on that event page leading up to the party.
Yes.
And during, like, a couple of posts, like, right before the party for people who didn't, because people say, oh, I can't go, and then they think they're off the hook, I guess. But I figured I could just post a few things on there so that they could see what it was.
Yeah, why not? No, why not?
So.
You know what? Michelle Albright does that a lot. she said it's kind of good. Like people get a little bit excited. Like she'll kind of tease them a little bit. You know what I mean? To get them all excited about, you know, them coming to the party. And it's kind of cool too because she's getting like a group of people together and they're all kind of chatting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, it was good. The party was good. I still have orders I haven't put in yet. I'm waiting to hear back from a few people, but
That's awesome.
yeah, it was good.
It was a good party. And then too, like during my party, I always post something about somebody else hosting and the business as well.
Well, that's the thing I should have posted before the party ended because I put that on after the party, so I don't think anyone saw it.
Yeah.
People already heard the spiel live.
That's funny. Yeah, but you know, you live and you learn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, see, the thing about the parties is that you want to get another party off of the party. But also remember though too, like if no one bites like at the party, if they put in an order, you have their information. So you need to follow up with them. So like what I did, so I had a Facebook party in like November. I had one girl who was like a potential stylist and another one who wanted to host a party. But they didn't come out right away. So everybody who ordered, like a week later, I sent them just an email saying, thank you for your order. Here's the video on how to apply them. They all responded back saying, oh, I got them. And then 2 weeks later, I said, oh, how do you still like the nails? Did you apply them? And I would have like a little conversation with them. And then I would say, hey, well, if you really like them, you know, feel free to host your own party and these are the benefits. And I did get one out of that. So even though the Facebook party has ended, there's still ways to follow up and create that connection with that person. Like, I'm not saying like, hey, just email them like as soon as they leave the party, just be like, hey, and now that you bought, you want to host? Try to have a little bit of interaction, a little bit of back and forth with that person or persons and see, you know, where it will kind of go. And you can usually kind of get a feel for people of like, okay, she might be a potential, you know?
Yeah.
So don't feel like, oh man, well that was a dud, like nothing happened. Because you don't know. You gotta do a little bit of the back end work to see if somebody else will come through for you, you know?
Question. Do you know, how do you get the email addresses when they order? Is that in the back office?
Yeah, so if you go to order history, the name shows up, and then if you can click edit, it'll show you exactly their name, their address. Yeah.
Because I do a lot by messenger and text, but I need to do some email stuff too for people that aren't on messenger.
Yeah. So like if you can't private message them, you could always email them. Right? You know?
Yeah.
Because you'll have it right from their order. God, my hair's awful. I look like a dude. Let's do something. All right, anybody else? All right, if not, I'm going to try to share my screen. Let's see if I can do this. All right, here we go. Let's see. Okay, so everybody can see this, right?
Yep.
All right, so I'm going to go to my home page. And down here where it says explore, it'll say groups, saved, and events. So you could create a group here or you could create the event here. You just click on it. It's going to say, you know, the plus sign, create event. I usually do always create a private event. I try not to do them public. I just kind of feel like people are, if they're going to come to the event, they don't want everybody coming to it. They want it to be like their own special group. So you just hit create the event. I mean, this is how easy it is. So you can either upload a video or upload a photo or a video, or you choose a theme. So I always just upload something that I have. I'll try to create something in Canva that will say the date and time of the person's party. So it'll say like Christina's nail bar party, Saturday at 7 p.m., you know, 7 o'clock, blah, blah, blah. And I can show you guys how to use Canva too. It's free, it's easy. Of course, they have one that you that's not free, but So I'm just going to pick anything, guys. It's probably not even going to make any sense, but I just want to show you. There you go. So just put, whatever you want. The event name. So say like, Margaret's Nail Bar. The location right here on Facebook. Oops. Oh, can't write. So the date and time. So say, it's going to start tomorrow at 7. I never put an end time. We had a little discussion about this, and I still haven't figured it out yet. Somebody said that it will not last, but I kind of don't believe that, because the people who were on my Facebook party last week can still see my stuff. So I don't know what to tell you guys, but I just never put an end time. God. Nail bar. You can either have guest invite friends or not. It totally depends on what you guys want to do. So then you just create your private event. So here it is. So this is the event right here. As you can tell, it says tomorrow at 9, what it is. If you go right so this is where the invite, you choose your friends, and this is where you can edit. The same screen pops up, and then you can decide what you want to do. We'll cancel that. So what I do is I usually invite. So say if I invite, I'll invite Margaret. I'll invite Margaret Gresham. I'm going to send her an invite. So Margaret, you'll get an invite.
Okay.
But if you go here, let's see who's going. Who's been invited? Margaret. I'm wondering. Okay, so going maybe and can't go. So you see how the tabs are up here? So you just kind of have to make sure that everybody knows that they have to hit I'm gonna go. So right here, I'll just kind of I'll write something here like, hi, whatever, welcome. I can't type. And then you just hit post. And then this is how the discussions start to happen. This is where your nail bar is gonna be. So if we get out of this, if I go back to my home page, if I go to events, it's going to pop up right here. Upcoming events, Margaret's Nail Bar, right here on Facebook. You can invite and you can edit. But that's how easy it is to do a Facebook nail bar party. That's how easy it is to create it. Isn't that crazy? I mean, that's pretty easy.
I always put the link in the description of it.
Right here.
Like right where you have just nail bar, like the description. I post the link in there just. So
the link to the event.
Yeah.
Yeah, great call. Oh, co-hosts. Sorry. So to add friends to co-hosts, like whoever is the hostess of the party is the one that's going to co-host. That way she'll be able to invite her friends. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Margaret, do you add anything else to yours?
I do a little brief description of what the Color Street is, just so people kind of know, and then I just put the link. That's pretty much it, though.
Yeah, and the first thing I usually do is just say, hi and welcome, but then I post almost right away about the sample. I always do hey, if you want a free sample, just fill out this Google Doc. And the other thing that I do too is whoever's hosting the party for me, I send them a set of nails. And I tell them, hey, put the nails on and take pictures of it and post it on your personal wall. Do it before the party is going to start. And make sure that you're taking pictures kind of like on the regular. Like the last girl, I gave her a free set of nail strips. He posted on her wall, oh my God, I got these nail strips. I'm going to try them. Like a day later, she said, oh, they were so easy to apply. Look at how nice they are. Do you like them? A couple of days later, she's like, oh my God, still going strong. So she was awesome. So the people that were responding were the ones that got invited to the party because they already had a clue of what was going on. and then she was posting like the whole entire time on this discussion wall about the nail bar party. She also too, which I think really helps, is tagging people. So she would tag her friends, which I said to her, like, listen, when I'm asking a question of like, hey, what's your favorite nail color? Or what do you think the hostess's nail color? What's her favorite nail color? I said to her, I said, in the comments, post like, you know, hey Margaret, what do you think it is? Or hey, you know, blah blah blah. What do you think my nail color would be? That way, when the party's going, people are being tagged so that they come up, so it comes up on their feed, like right up here on this little thing. It's going to show them that they got a notification.
That's a great, yeah.
Yeah.
Because they won't miss it if they're getting notified.
Yeah. Ding, 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 ding,
Yeah.
ding. Just keep on tagging.
So, Margaret, you had her posting pictures on her personal Facebook page or on this event page?
Both. So I start the process like 2 weeks beforehand so that I can get her nail strips. She can try them on. She can start putting them on her personal page to kind of get up some interest of who she wants to invite. And then when we're doing the nail bar party, she'll still be posting. And also too, I found that this is huge, and I know a lot of you guys aren't keen on doing like video, but I go on live twice during the party. I go on, oh my God, look how I spelled Facebook right here, Facebook. I apply a regular one and I apply a French, and I do it live because then that way people, it's almost kind of like being right there with them, right? And just showing them, yes, it's that easy to apply it. So I find that has been huge. Every single time I do the live portion, which is usually, I post every 5 minutes because like I said, I do mine for 1 hour. So I just sit down at my computer and I just post every 5 minutes. I go on live beforehand, I introduce myself, I say, you know, I'm co-hosting with, you know, Melissa. She's so happy for you guys to jump on. And then I start posting my posts, and then at like 7:25, I'll hop on live again, and I'll show them the demonstration. And now I still have like another half an hour of posting, and half the time I do that, people are like, okay, where's the link? Where do I buy? Because I did it live, I think people are just shocked. So, and remember too, when you're in these events or you're in a group, the only people that are seeing you live and doing the video are those people that are in the group. So it's not like it's posted on your wall that like all of Facebook will see it. It's just the people in your event. It's just an FYI.
Great.
Do you guys have questions on this?
No.
No? Okay. Also too, I always do a timeline for myself just on like Google Docs. So I just did this myself. So here's my drive. I made Melissa's Facebook party. So this is why like I had like a little outline. So what I did is I took all of these, all the little pictures that I liked. I just put them in the Google Docs, but I also have a folder on my computer so that I can just pull them really fast. But like, as you can see, I have a little timeline. This is what I'm posting during the day. This is my 6:30 post, my 7, I'm gonna go live, 7:05, the welcome, 7:10, 7:15. Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
Pictures of like a Starbucks giveaway. I'm gonna go live again at 7:35. So it's not as stressful that night when I'm like, I'm gonna post every 5 minutes, like this is crazy. But it's fast, it's quick, it's simple.
Cool.
It's pretty easy. So I pick out the graphics, the ones that I like, and then I have my own little template, and sometimes I even change it that night where if like people are, I don't know, if they need more information, I can switch it up, but at least I kind of know what I want to do because I don't want to be in that crazy like, oh, I got to get everything in.
Yeah.
You know? So that's something else that you guys can do too. Just make a folder of the graphics that you like and what you want to post, and find something of like what you want to post of. And I can even give this to you guys. I mean, there's plenty of them in our Google Drive. if you just go, this is what you guys will see. If you go to the local online nail bar parties, and then come into here, online nail bar, we have Facebook parties. If you click that, there's 4 of them here. These are just more nail templates. So you can take any of those, just download them to your computer. There was a whole Christmas one. I even used some of these just because I think the graphics are pretty and I liked them. But here's a 2-day template of a Facebook party. You could just copy and paste everything on here if you want. If you're new and you're like nervous and you're like, I don't know what to do, it's all right here. Just copy and paste it. Same thing with the 7-day. Even though it says 7 days, you don't have to do 7 days. You can do 7 days, or you can just, you can do 2 days or 3 days, or whenever you want to post it, whenever you feel comfortable posting. But it's all right here. These templates are here. It makes it super, super easy, guys.
That's great.
All right.
Also, Amanda Yoakum is doing
Yes.
a live mock Facebook party if anyone wants to join, because hers are pretty good too.
Yeah, she's on Team Nailed It, guys. So everybody on here should be in the Team Nailed It group. If you're not, let me know and I'll add you to that group. But yeah, Amanda Yoakum, I'm gonna go on that one as too, Margaret. I just saw her right before I hopped on here.
Yeah.
That'd be great for everybody to see. So we have 2 minutes left. What do people have for questions? Anyone?
Margaret, just say one more time. So you said you think the good number for a Facebook party is like 20-ish?
Yeah, I wouldn't do more than 20. And Jen, you know what? Some people have had like 30, 40, and I'll tell them, split that in half. I'll do 2 for you. That's just, it's just too many. It's too many.
Yeah.
People don't interact, I feel like.
Well, and I felt like I had too few. That, like I was saying to Margaret, that, you know, if I only invited 8 and then, you know, 2 or 3
Can't make it.
didn't attend, so then, you know, there's only 2 or 3 who are on and then they're not participating.
Right.
Kind of a best.
Yeah, I would say between 15 and 20 is probably like a good number to try.
Okay.
So we might get cut off. But thank you guys for everybody for attending.
Thank you.
Thanks. Good stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Before we get cut off, I
Yes.
used I put all my Facebook graphics in a folder on my phone. in
Good
my
idea.
photos. So if you don't do it on the computer, because I use my phone for everything, I just have an album that is Facebook party graphics.
Perfect.
And that's easy to just kind of throw them up there, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's a good idea. So guys, any comments or questions, just leave them below this video. This will be uploaded in like the next half an hour or so, just so you guys know.
Great.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Thanks,
Thank
everybody,
you.
for joining.
Wait, why can't she not see me?
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.